Hi boys and girls. I've had a few messages and comments with regards to the old BMW E36 that's 3 Series that's in the background in some of my videos. The car actually belongs to me. It's been in the family for quite some time, over 10 years in fact. So I thought it's needing quite a bit of work done to it now. It always needs work done to it. It's 22 years old, and as any car that age does, they need regular maintenance, but it's needing quite a lot done to it. It's been neglected quite badly actually through work commitments and things like that. So anyway, I'm going to bring it back up to scratch over this winter, so here's some videos. I'm going to do some videos on that, and I'll introduce the car now properly. Right, I'm going to start off with the most important bit of the car. Anybody that's into BMWs should realise what sort of engine it is. It's an S50 B32, and that means it's an M3 EVOLUTION engine, European spec. And the car is an original M3 EVOLUTION, luckily for me. Now, it's just been serviced. This bit here, if you see this bit's nice and shiny, it's just been replaced. That's the Vanos. It's dual Vanos that's on this car, so that was just done last month. It's a common issue with these engines. So the engine's actually tip top. It's just been serviced. It's driving as good as it's ever driven in my ownership. Few wee things that's worth noticing. The car is predominantly used for track days. That's sort of based around that. The scuttle panel, if you look at it, is ruined. So in the past I've cut through it to get into, so I could get the wings off, and it just looks rubbish. A few years ago when these cars weren't worth much, that wasn't such a big deal. But now they're starting to go up in value a wee bit. I want it looking good, so I've got a new scuttle panel to go in there. I've got a new bumper, because this one here has just got some cracks and stuff in it. I don't know if you can see that, there's cracks in it. Paintwork is needing attention as well on the bumper. Other things that are worth thinking about is the wiring, or the mess that is the wiring. There's plugs and connectors, and I don't even know what most of these do, to be honest with you. Just an absolute mess. Sensors that are broken off, and this is all to do with the air conditioning. So none of this is needed. I don't use the air conditioning. In fact, I don't even have air conditioning. Everything else was removed years and years ago, so that's all getting ripped out. Underneath the bottle, the water spray bottle is actually got some rust on it. So it's just on the surface just now. I've had the bottle out and had a look, so we're going to treat that. Tidy the engine bay up, trim these wires all back, make them look nice. Probably get a new cone filter, because that one there's seen better days by sure. And I would quite like to build some sort of enclosure here to stop the hot air getting in quite as much. There is a cover missing from the engine, as you'll see. Now we actually have that. Ta-da! So problem with these is if you look at the bonnet, the holes are right above this, so they go all sort of corroded and horrible looking. So got a bit of coat of paint on that and polish up the M power bit. What's next up that's going to be done? It's got big brakes on it, but they're absolutely, you can't really see it on this one so much. In fact, we'll go around the other side. Hold on, fast forward. Right, so we're back around the other side now, and as you can see, the grooves are pretty much non-existent there. The discs are needing changed, so it's a bit of a bigger job than changing just discs on a normal car, because they're floating. So what happens is you change the disc, but you keep the bell, so you have to separate them. So we'll be doing that. We need new brakes on it. By the way, I've recently put these Nankang NS2R tyres on,
and for a cheap tyre, I'm really impressed. Really grippy tyre. Yeah, I've ran Michelin's for years and years, and I can't see anything about these. Another wee bit on the bumper seat. I had a winglet on there, and I didn't like the look of it, but unfortunately, it left some holes in the bumper. So another reason why we're changing the bumper. We've got this bit here. I had a wheel on that was too big basically, and it's caught the arch, so that'll need addressed. I've got another wing. I'm not sure whether to repair this one or, because it's flared out a wee bit. I don't know if you can see that. So I've got another wing up the stairs, but maybe just repair that one if it's easier. What else have we got? We've got some sort of bubbling just starting on the back here, so we'll need to have a wee look at that. Some nice new brakes on the back recently, see that? Side skirts are all scratched to bits, so probably get them painted as well. It's got a fiberglass boot lid fitted on the back. It's fiberglass, it doesn't fit very well. It's really light, but it doesn't fit too great. So I've got a standard boot lid. I didn't actually get a boot lid when I got the car, it came with this on it. My dad had put that on years and years ago before I got it. So I've got a standard boot lid to go on it. And what I'll do is I'll just bolt this one on if I'm doing any track days. Right, so this arch isn't too bad, a wee tiny bit of bubbling. Bumper needs repositioned a wee bit better. Maybe try and do something with that. What else have we? Oh, here we go. Just below the rear window, we've got some really bad sort of rust starting, so we'll need to get this trim off, get the window out and repair that, because that's got to end up a hole sooner rather than later, so that needs done immediately really. What else? I think we'll look in the inside now. Right. This is where a lot of guys are going. That's the wrong interior. That's not an M3 seat. You'd be right. It's got an SE interior in it. As I said, years ago the car was used solely for track days, and the original interior was pulled out, sold long ago, and it was basically just two bucket seats that was in there. Now, I use the car on the road as well, so I've put this interior in just to make it a nicer place to be. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple of nice new bucket seats. I don't know what bucket seats to get. If you've got any suggestions, let me know. But they need to be black, basically. The other thing that annoys me is it's got a grey dash, this car. Now, in the 90s, I'm sure that looked absolutely brilliant, but in 2018, it looks shit. Right, there's no other word. It looks rubbish. I decided, stupidly, to fit a vacuum gauge, and thinking that this bit of trim here was going to be dead cheap and easy to find, to put the thing there, the gauge there, and then I could just remove the gauge and get a new bit of trim. Unfortunately, I've since found out that this bit of trim here, which just covers the airbag, basically there's no airbag in it, they've all been taken out to save weight, was an optional extra, and they're a nightmare to get, especially in grey. So I think that's just got to give me a good excuse to change the full dash to a black dash without the airbag on the passenger side. What else in the interior? Right, E36, common problem. Sagging headlining. This has just happened this summer with the heat. Oh, starting to see it. There we go. So we need to do something with that. I'm thinking Alcantara or something. I don't really know. The other thing I want to do away with is this CD player. Now, it's an MG Rover CD player that's basically based on the BMW ones. It's a legacy from when BMW owned Rover, so it is a BMW CD player, albeit with an MG badge on it. I'm getting rid of that. I'm going to get a modern one with DAB radio, and music streaming capabilities. So if you know anybody that's looking for one of them that fit a radio that fits straight into an E36, give us a shout. Cheap. What else? The clutch pedal, if you can see, it's moved over to the left. I'm going to change that because I'm pretty sure the clutch pedal's fatigued and it shouldn't be that far over to the left, and it annoys me. So I'm going to get a new clutch pedal for it. But I think anything else. Steering wheel. Actually, I recently put this steering wheel on. I refurbished it. It was a second-hand steering wheel. It's a proper Momo one. It used to have grey bits on it. I didn't like them. I've done them black. So I've actually got a wee video somewhere of me doing that. We'll do that. We'll put that on as well. As for the interior, I think that is it. Right, back to the outside and paintwork. The paintwork is covered in these kind of burn marks. Now that's because I actually run a valeting bay and the car gets parked right next to where I valet all the cars, and that's basically what happens when you spray snow foam or any sort of pre-wash and it blows over and it gets left on the paintwork. Totally my fault, but unfortunately I'm very limited to where I can park it, so it gets left there and it gets covered in this, and it burns in, actually burns in. So there's a lesson to anybody: don't let your pre-wash stay on your paintwork for too long. So we're going to have to buff all this up. There is also, I don't know if you'll see it, there's some dents. There you go. We've got to try and take them out with some paintless dent techniques. We'll do that as well. Right, in the boot, this is where you'll notice the biggest difference, to be honest with you, and what's going to be getting done. The battery usually sits in there on these, but as usual they rot out. As you can see, it's already been welded. This one, there's a plate there, there's a plate there, they're rubbish in here. But above that, this is solid. So what we've got to do is, I'm going to move the battery up there. I think I'm going to do away with the back seats altogether, and we'll put a rear seat delete in, and maybe mount the battery behind the passenger seat. And this bit here, the wheel well, I'm actually going to cut this out and put a flat floor in, and it also means we can run a really nice rear diffuser up to the rear bumper. So you can see the inside actually of the fiberglass boot lid. That's it really for the minute. So we'll get on with that list. I'm sure there's loads more to do with it we'll find, but we'll make some videos on that stuff first. As I said, subscribe if you're interested, or if you just want to hang about and see. I'm sure there'll be some more valeting videos coming up. I'm sure we'll get some dirty cars in to do some videos on. Thanks for watching.